Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Daily Donald. Today is January 29th, 2025, and we have a special edition for you. We're diving deep into the fascinating story of Siggy Flicker, a woman who went from reality TV fame to becoming one of Donald Trump's most vocal supporters and a prominent voice in American politics. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Your opinions help shape this conversation. Who is Siggy Flicker? How did her life lead her from Israel to the bright lights of reality TV and into the heart of Trump's Mar-a-Lago circle? What role does she play in the Republican movement, especially within the Jewish community? And how could her influence impact Trump's policies in his second term? Let's explore all this and more as we uncover Siggy Flicker's story. To understand Siggy Flicker's rise as a prominent supporter of Donald Trump and a key figure in Republican circles, we must start at the beginning. Her story is one of resilience, ambition, and reinvention, a tale that takes us from Israel to Hollywood and eventually to the political stage. Born Siggy Flicker in 1967 in Israel, Siggy grew up in a household shaped by both triumph and tragedy. Her father, a Holocaust survivor, instilled in her a profound sense of identity and resilience. This upbringing deeply influenced her perspective on life, politics, and the Jewish diaspora. As a young girl, Siggy was exposed to stories of survival and perseverance, laying the foundation for her passionate advocacy for Jewish causes later in life. Her family eventually immigrated to the United States, settling in New Jersey. For Siggy, this move marked the beginning of her journey toward the American dream. Siggy first gained public attention as a relationship expert and author. Her book, Write Your Own Fairy Tale: The New Rules for Dating, Relationships, and Finding Love on Your Terms, became a bestseller, showcasing her wit, charisma, and knack for offering practical advice. Her success in this arena led to appearances on popular talk shows, further cementing her status as a media personality. Her career took a major leap forward when she joined VH1's Why Am I Still Single? The reality show, which aired in 2011, focused on helping singles navigate the complicated world of dating. Siggy's no-nonsense approach and larger-than-life personality made her a standout star, earning her a loyal following. The Real Housewives of New Jersey era. In 2016, Siggy joined the cast of Bravo's The Real Housewives of New Jersey, RHONJ, during its 7th season. Known for her dramatic flair and outspoken nature, she quickly became a polarizing figure. Her time on the show was marked by both heartfelt moments and heated confrontations. Siggy's storyline often centered on her identity as a proud Jewish woman, her passion for family, and her unwavering opinions on social issues. Her tenure on RHONJ wasn't without controversy, as she clashed with fellow cast members and faced criticism from fans. Despite the drama, Siggy used the platform to amplify her voice and advocate for causes close to her heart. By 2017, Siggy decided to leave RHONJ, citing the show's toxic environment. In her own words, she had outgrown the drama and was ready to focus on more meaningful endeavors. Siggy's departure from reality TV marked the beginning of a new chapter. While her TV career had brought her fame, it was her friendship with Alina Habba, a prominent attorney and Trump confidant, that introduced her to the world of conservative politics. Through Habba, Siggy became acquainted with Donald Trump. Her outspoken personality and passion for her beliefs resonated with the former president, and the two developed a friendship. Siggy's political views aligned with Trump's America First agenda, and she quickly became one of his most visible supporters within the Jewish community. The birth of Jexit. One of Siggy's most significant contributions to the political landscape has been her leadership of Jexit, an organization that encourages Jewish Americans to leave the Democratic Party and align with Republican values. For Siggy, this mission is deeply personal. She believes that the Democratic Party no longer represents the interests of the Jewish community, particularly in its stance on Israel and issues of anti-Semitism. Jexit has been both celebrated and criticized. Supporters view it as a bold movement that challenges political norms, while critics argue that it oversimplifies complex political issues. Regardless, Siggy's passion and dedication to the cause are undeniable. Siggy Flicker's early life and career set the stage for her transition from reality TV star to political advocate. Her journey is one of reinvention, fueled by a deep connection to her heritage and an unwavering commitment to her beliefs. As we continue this special edition of the Daily Donald, we'll dive into Siggy's role during Trump's first presidency, her involvement in Roe NJ, and the controversies and triumphs that have defined her path. Stay tuned and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Your thoughts matter, and we love hearing from you. Siggy Flicker's transformation from reality TV star to a vocal Trump supporter began during a time when both her personal and professional life were at pivotal crossroads. The years of Donald Trump's first presidency coincided with her dramatic exit from the Real Housewives of New Jersey, RHONJ, a reality TV roller coaster that amplified her personality and passion for speaking her mind. This period also marked the beginning of her political awakening and her alignment with Trump's vision for America. Siggy on RHONJ, the good, the bad, and the explosive. When Siggy joined the Real Housewives of New Jersey in 2016, she brought with her a larger-than-life personality, an abundance of opinions, and an unabashed willingness to take on anyone who crossed her. During her 2 seasons on the show, she was known for her emotional vulnerability and her penchant for saying exactly what was on her mind, whether people liked it or not. The Soggy Siggy incident. One of the most infamous moments of her RHONJ tenure came during a cast trip when Siggy broke down after feeling disrespected by her co-stars. This led to the infamous nickname Soggy Siggy, which became a meme in the Bravo universe. However, Siggy turned the mockery into a badge of honor, using it to highlight how deeply she cared about people and issues that mattered to her. Siggy was one of the few reality TV stars who openly and proudly embraced her Jewish identity. From hosting elaborate Shabbat dinners to passionately defending Israel, she used her platform to educate audiences on Jewish culture and values. Her outspokenness often drew criticism from fans and castmates alike, but it also earned her a loyal following. By the end of season 8, Siggy had had enough of the drama. She publicly criticized the show's producers for portraying her in a negative light, claiming that the editing was biased against her. In 2017, she announced her departure, declaring she had outgrown the toxicity of reality TV. Her exit marked the end of her Bravo career, but the beginning of her next chapter. During Trump's first presidency, Siggy became increasingly vocal about her political views. Her support for Trump aligned with her broader beliefs about family values, national security, and unwavering support for Israel. She often credited her upbringing as the daughter of a Holocaust survivor for her fierce advocacy against anti-Semitism and her desire to protect Jewish heritage. Siggy's friendship with Alina Habba, a key figure in Trump's inner circle, introduced her to the former president. What began as casual meetings at Mar-a-Lago quickly turned into a mutual admiration society. Trump appreciated Siggy's unapologetic style and her ability to connect with people, while Siggy found a leader whose policies reflected her values. Under Trump's presidency, Siggy intensified her efforts with Jexit, her grassroots movement encouraging Jewish Americans to leave the Democratic Party. She argued that the party's shifting stance on Israel and tolerance for anti-Israel rhetoric no longer aligned with the interests of the Jewish community. Jexit events featured speeches, rallies, and even social media campaigns, often with Siggy at the center, rallying supporters with her signature blend of humor and passion. The critics and controversies. As with anything involving Siggy Flicker, her rise as a political figure wasn't without controversy. While supporters praised her for being authentic and courageous, detractors accused her of using divisive rhetoric to further her cause. Accusations of extremism. Critics argued that Jexit oversimplified complex political issues, reducing them to a binary choice between Republican and Democratic policies. Siggy's fiery speeches sometimes drew backlash for what opponents called fear-mongering. Media-backed mainstream media often painted Siggy as a polarizing figure. Articles criticized her for her over-the-top approach to political advocacy, while late-night talk shows used her soundbites as punchlines. Siggy, however, embraced the criticism, claiming it proved she was making an impact. Impact on Trump's policies. While Siggy insisted she wasn't seeking a formal political role, her influence as a vocal supporter didn't go unnoticed. Trump himself acknowledged her contributions, particularly in rallying Jewish Americans to his side during the 2020 election campaign. Siggy's presence at Mar-a-Lago and her public appearances alongside Trump solidified her position as a trusted ally. Public perception. Love her or hate her, Siggy's dual identity as a reality TV star and a political advocate created a unique dynamic. For some, her charisma and conviction made her an inspiring figure. For others, her bluntness and polarizing views made her difficult to embrace. Regardless of public opinion, Siggy continued to march to the beat of her own drum, unafraid to speak her truth and challenge the status quo. Siggy Flicker's time during Trump's first presidency was anything but dull. From fiery clashes on Roe J to fiery speeches at Jexit rallies, she proved herself to be a force to be reckoned with. As we move forward, we'll explore how her connection to Trump has evolved and what role she might play in shaping his second term. Stay tuned and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts below. We love hearing from you. As the political tides turned in 2024 and Donald Trump made his historic comeback to the White House, Siggy Flicker's influence and presence became even more visible. While she maintained that she had no plans to take on a formal political role, her unwavering support and strategic positioning have led many to consider her one of Trump's most trusted unofficial allies. During Trump's 2024 campaign, Siggy Flicker's role was undeniable. While she wasn't part of the official campaign team, her efforts to rally Jewish voters and promote Trump's policies played a significant role in energizing key demographics. Under Siggy's leadership, Jexit expanded its reach, organizing rallies, social media campaigns, and educational events aimed at encouraging Jewish Americans to vote Republican. Siggy's speeches often highlighted Trump's strong support for Israel, his efforts to combat anti-Semitism, and his hardline stance on national security. Siggy became a regular face on conservative media outlets like Fox News, Newsmax, and OANN. Her fiery rhetoric and unapologetic defense of Trump's policies made her a favorite among the MAGA base. She also used her substantial social media following to amplify her message, often clashing with critics and engaging in heated debates. Behind the scenes, Siggy was a frequent guest at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, where she attended strategy sessions and informal gatherings with other key allies. Her insights into voter sentiment, particularly within the Jewish community, were reportedly taken seriously by Trump's inner circle. Siggy's potential role in Trump's second term. While Siggy has repeatedly stated that she has no interest in an official political position, her influence within Trump's circle suggests otherwise. Let's explore the potential roles she could play during his second term. A key voice for Jewish Americans, Siggy's prominence in the Jewish Republican movement positions her as a critical bridge between the Jewish community and the Trump administration. Her advocacy for stronger U.S.-Israel relations, as well as her fight against anti-Semitism, aligns closely with Trump's foreign and domestic policies. Advisor on Middle Eastern policy, Siggy's background as an Israeli-born American and her deep connections to the Jewish community could make her an informal advisor on Middle Eastern affairs. Trump's decisions regarding Gaza, Israel, and broader Middle Eastern relations may be influenced by voices like Siggy's, particularly as the administration navigates volatile geopolitical landscapes. Grassroots mobilization. Siggy's expertise in grassroots campaigning could prove invaluable as Trump seeks to solidify his base and expand his support. Her ability to connect with voters on a personal level, whether through rallies, media appearances, or social media, makes her a powerful ally. The Jewish perspective, a divided community. Siggy's prominence has sparked significant debate within the Jewish community. Her advocacy for Jexit has resonated with some, particularly those who feel that the Democratic Party has become increasingly hostile toward Israel. However, others view her rhetoric as divisive and unrepresentative of the broader Jewish population. Supporters say Siggy's passion for Jewish causes is unmatched. She's a fearless advocate for Israel and a staunch defender of Jewish values. Her message resonates with those of us who feel the Democratic Party no longer supports our community. Critics say Jexit oversimplifies complex political issues. Most Jewish Americans still align with democratic values. Siggy's approach can come off as inflammatory, which doesn't help build bridges. Siggy's influence on Trump's policies. One of the most intriguing questions is how much influence Siggy might have on Trump's policy decisions, particularly those affecting Israel and the Middle East. Israel and Gaza. Given her background and strong stance on U.S.-Israel relations, Siggy could play a role in shaping Trump's approach to the ongoing conflict in Gaza. She has been vocal about her belief that the U.S. must stand firmly with Israel, and her advocacy could reinforce Trump's already strong pro-Israel stance. Jewish representation in the Republican Party. Siggy's work with Jexit could help reshape perceptions of the Republican Party within the Jewish community. By highlighting policies that align with Jewish values, such as support for Israel and combating anti-Semitism, Siggy aims to attract more Jewish voters to the GOP. Public reaction to Siggy's prominence. As with anything involving Siggy Flicker, public reaction has been polarized. Her supporters see her as a brave and unapologetic voice for her beliefs, while her critics accuse her of being divisive and overly partisan. Conservative media reaction. Fox News has praised Siggy's efforts, often referring to her as a strong, authentic voice for Jewish Americans. Newsmax labeled her a key player in Trump's coalition-building efforts. Liberal media reaction. The New York Times described her as a polarizing figure whose rhetoric alienates as much as it inspires. MSNBC questioned the effectiveness of Jexit, calling it a movement that speaks to a narrow subset of voters. How Siggy shapes the conversation. Despite the criticism, Siggy Flicker has undeniably changed the conversation around Jewish representation in American politics. By advocating for a Republican platform, she challenges long-held assumptions about political allegiances within the Jewish community. Her ability to blend personal stories, political advocacy, and a touch of reality TV drama makes her a unique and compelling figure. As Trump's second term unfolds, Siggy's role, whether official or unofficial, will be one to watch. Siggy Flicker's journey from reality TV star to political advocate is far from over. With her unwavering support for Trump and her influence within the Jewish Republican movement, she's poised to make waves in the coming years. The question is, how far will her impact reach? What do you think? Is Siggy a rising star in the Republican Party, or is her influence overstated? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for updates on the Daily Donald. Siggy Flicker's rise as a key figure in the Republican movement has not come without controversy. While she's been a powerful advocate for Jewish conservatives and a fierce supporter of Donald Trump, her role in today's political climate has sparked both praise and criticism. Now with Trump's second term underway, Siggy finds herself in a unique position. Not an official political figure, but certainly not just a reality TV personality anymore. She is a political influencer, a grassroots activist, and a lightning rod for debate on multiple fronts. But what exactly does this mean for the Republican Party, the Jewish community, and Trump's own policies? Let's break it all down. The political climate, a deeply divided America. When Donald Trump reclaimed the presidency in 2024, he entered an even more polarized political landscape than before. His return to the White House came with massive support from his base, but it also reinvigorated opposition from progressives, the media, and foreign leaders. Siggy, as one of Trump's most visible Jewish allies, positioned herself as a key voice in the conversation, particularly when it comes to issues surrounding Israel, the rise of anti-Semitism, and America's foreign policy stance. In today's climate, conservatives see her as a powerful voice pushing back against the mainstream media and the progressive left. Liberals view her as a divisive figure who amplifies Trump's most controversial rhetoric. The Jewish community is split. Some applaud her courage, while others feel she is alienating Jewish voters who traditionally lean Democratic. Regardless of where people stand, one thing is clear. Siggy Flicker has made herself impossible to ignore. Siggy's influence on Trump's foreign policy, a stronger U.S.-Israel relationship. One of the biggest areas where Siggy's influence may be felt is in Trump's policy toward Israel and the broader Middle East. Trump was already considered the most pro-Israel president in modern history, having moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem in his first term, recognizing Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights, and brokering the Abraham Accords. With tensions flaring in Gaza and global criticism mounting over Israel's military actions, Trump's second term is expected to double down on his commitment to the Jewish state. And Siggy? She's one of the loudest voices calling for unwavering U.S. support for Israel. What's Siggy's stance? She has been adamant that the Democratic Party has abandoned Israel and that Trump is the only leader who truly has its back. She believes that the Biden administration's approach to Israel emboldened anti-Semitic sentiment within the U.S. and around the world. She has called for Trump to impose stricter sanctions on Iran and other actors that threaten Israel's security. Her advocacy could influence Trump's rhetoric and policies, especially if she continues to be a prominent voice within his circle. How does this impact Trump's administration? We may see a more aggressive stance toward Iran and renewed pressure on Middle Eastern countries to align with Israel. The Palestinian conflict may take a back seat as Trump focuses on reinforcing U.S.-Israel ties rather than brokering new peace talks. Jewish Republican support could grow as figures like Siggy make the case that the GOP is the only party truly standing with Israel. However, this also presents potential challenges. Critics argue that such an approach could further isolate the U.S. on the global stage and inflame tensions with pro-Palestinian activists and Arab leaders. Is Siggy's influence on Trump good or bad for the Jewish community? Siggy's leadership in the Jexit Movement has made her one of the most outspoken advocates for Jewish Republicans. But her approach has sparked mixed reactions. Arguments in favor of Siggy's influence: she has given conservative Jewish Americans a stronger voice in politics. She has helped expose rising anti-Semitism on the left. She is unapologetic in her support for Israel and U.S.-Israel relations. She has pushed back against progressive narratives that she believes are harmful to Jewish identity. Arguments against Siggy's influence: critics say her rhetoric is too aggressive and alienates moderate Jewish voters. Some Jewish Americans feel she is oversimplifying the political landscape, framing it as a battle between good versus evil. The Democratic Party still has strong Jewish representation, and many feel that her message distorts the broader political reality. In short, Siggy's influence has created a schism within the Jewish political world. But from her perspective, the Democratic Party's stance on Israel and its embrace of progressive ideologies left Jewish voters with no choice but to reconsider their loyalties. Could Siggy influence domestic policies beyond foreign relations? Though much of Siggy's political work centers on Jewish issues in Israel, her proximity to Trump could extend her influence into domestic policies as well. Some key areas where she might play a role: anti-Semitism legislation. Siggy has been a strong advocate for stricter measures against anti-Semitic attacks, particularly on college campuses. The Trump administration may consider new policies to combat hate crimes against Jewish Americans. Education and school choice. Siggy has spoken in favor of school choice, believing that Jewish parents should have greater control over their children's education and the curriculum taught in public schools. Media and free speech. Given her own battles with the media, Siggy has aligned herself with Trump's fight against what he calls fake news. She may continue pushing for reforms that limit social media censorship of conservative voices. It remains to be seen how much weight she carries in these policy discussions, but given her strong ties to Trump's inner circle, she is well positioned to have an impact. What's next for Siggy? As Trump's second term unfolds, Siggy Flicker is set to remain an influential, if unofficial, player in his administration's broader agenda. While she has no plans to take an official role in government, her voice carries weight among key conservative circles. But where does she go from here? Does she take on a more formal advisory role? If Trump sees her as an asset beyond campaign trail advocacy, could she become a key political strategist? Does she leverage her influence into a media career? Given her background in reality TV and her current political presence, could Siggy transition into a role as a conservative commentator or talk show host? Will Jexit become even bigger? Could we see Jexit expand its reach and become a permanent fixture in Republican politics? Or does Siggy stay the course, remaining a powerful yet unofficial force in the Trump movement, attending Mar-a-Lago gatherings and continuing to make waves with her activism? Final thought: a political firebrand in the making. Love her or hate her, Siggy Flicker has become a major voice in the modern conservative movement. Whether through Jexit, her influence on Trump, or her growing media presence, she has reshaped conversations around Jewish conservatism and U.S.-Israel relations. But how far will her impact go? Could she become a household name in politics, or will her influence wane over time? What do you think? Is Siggy Flicker shaping a new era for Jewish Republicans, or is her influence overblown? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for updates on The Daily Donald. As we wrap up this special edition of The Daily Donald, we've taken a deep dive into the fascinating journey of Siggy Flicker, a woman who started as a reality TV personality and has become a significant voice in the modern Republican movement. Her story is a unique blend of charisma, passion, and controversy, and her impact on Trump's second term and American politics as a whole is worth paying close attention to. A quick recap: Siggy's journey from Israel to America. Born in Israel to a Holocaust survivor father, Siggy's upbringing shaped her fierce dedication to her heritage and values. Reality TV stardom. From UONJ to VH1, Siggy built a platform with her outspoken personality, becoming a household name. Political awakening. Her transition from TV star to MAGA advocate began with her support for Trump during his first presidency. Jexit and advocacy. As the leader of Jexit, Siggy has become a prominent advocate for Jewish Republicans and stronger U.S.-Israel ties. Trump's second term. While unofficial, Siggy's influence on Trump's policies and rhetoric is undeniable, especially regarding Israel, anti-Semitism, and Jewish representation in the GOP. Predictions for Siggy and Trump's second term. As we look ahead, here's what we might see. Increased visibility. Siggy's media presence will likely grow, positioning her as a key voice in conservative circles. Policy influence. Whether through informal advice or public advocacy, Siggy will continue to champion policies that align with her values, particularly regarding Israel and anti-Semitism. Jexit expansion. The movement may grow, attracting more Jewish Americans to the Republican Party and reshaping political dynamics. Media ventures. Could Siggy land her own show or podcast? Her outspoken nature and strong following make her a prime candidate for a larger platform. Questions to consider. Siggy Flicker's story is still unfolding, and the questions surrounding her influence are as intriguing as her journey itself. Can Jexit reshape Jewish political alliances in America? How much sway does Siggy truly hold over Trump's decisions? Will her polarizing personality help or hinder her broader goals? Is Siggy Flicker a symbol of a new political era, or just a fleeting figure in a volatile landscape? Final thoughts. A force to be reckoned with. Siggy Flicker has proven that she's much more than a reality TV star. She's a firebrand, a political influencer, and a passionate advocate for the causes she believes in. Whether you agree with her or not, there's no denying that she's made an indelible mark on both the entertainment and political worlds. As Trump's second term unfolds, Siggy's role, however unofficial, will be one to watch. Will she rise as a key architect of Republican strategy, or will she remain a behind-the-scenes supporter? Only time will tell. What's your take? Do you think Siggy Flicker is a game-changer for the GOP, or is her influence overstated? Let us know in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update from The Daily Donald. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.